couldn't see them. That's why it griped at me. It was right to gripe at me because I did a dirty bad toilet. So we're going to go back to section plan. So you got to make sure your visibility is turned on. In this case, it's annotation. So I went ahead and I had to turn on. Now again, to do that, VG, I go in here, it's under annotation, and I'd set this up for plotting, and so therefore I left some of these turned off. I shouldn't have done that. I should have turned them back, but anyway. So all you have to do is turn on sections. Okay, once you turn on sections, you'll be able to make this section marker. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go ahead and drag it down here, and I'm going to click there. And let me see what I got, okay? That's a lot more information. I'm going to go ahead and make it bigger or smaller. I'm going to drag it down to there. I'm going to drag it up to right around here. And that, I think, will be all I need. So let's see how it looks. I'm going to go to my, now, I just went ahead and made that. Where's it going to be? Section, see it here? I click there, now section 1, that just created it automatically. I didn't do anything else. So let's see what it looks like. See if it looks like, okay, well, we're looking pretty good, aren't we? Okay, that was generated by your freaking Revit, okay? Now, this is where Revit starts to really get kind of cool. You didn't have to do this. Revit did it for you, okay? This is where the payoff starts to come in like, oh, all right, I get this now. So now this is actually not as pretty as I want it to be though. But once you've drawn your section, you can make it pretty. Okay, so a couple things we need. First of all, we don't want to see these levels, do we? Because they're not on the plan. So what do? How do I get rid of that? How do I get rid of say, how do I change my visibility? VG, okay? So we go to VG. And under VG, I go down here, and what do I want to get rid of? Well, I want to get rid of those infernal levels, because I just don't want to see them. So those are annotation. They're annotation. So I go here, and I go down here, and an annotation means they're like a dimension, they're like a note, and I want to go ahead, I want to get rid of levels. So I click on levels here, and watch what happens when I click on apply. Watch these, watch what happens. I click apply, and boom, they disappear. So that's how that works. I go to levels, I hit apply, they're on, I go ahead and click on them again, they turn off, it's a toggle, okay? So now that they're off, I've just cleaned, oh, there they are, look at it. I think I didn't say okay. So let me go back to it. And let me go back to annotation, make sure there's not a problem here. There's not, okay. So I hit there, hit apply, and okay. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this around a little bit because I got a real good starting point. I'm going to click on this box, and guess what? I can cut off what I don't want. All right, so I can pretty much size this to exactly what is on the plan. So I'm just going ahead and taking these, this is a crop box that I'm using right now, and I'm going to try to get it pretty close to what I have here, and that looks pretty close, doesn't it? Okay, we're pretty close to it. Now let me show you something that's interesting. Now, this is where you're going to have to pay attention, okay? Because when you're working with these views right here, they're going to basically give you exactly what you're asking for, but you've got to know what you're asking for. So what you're asking for right now is you're asking for this particular display to be shown to you, okay? Now, you have what is called right here your crop box. Do you want to see the crop box? No. No. And so if you don't want to see the crop box, there's visibility controls. And so where they are, they're actually not under VG though. They're right down here. And you see this right here? Do not crop view and hide crop region. Hide crop regions, go on. Now it's on, now it's off. See? See? Okay. Like Cuban light switch. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so now we have this starting of a detail. Okay, we're going to do a detail now. Now everything's looking pretty good now. Now this is where it gets pretty interesting. Now, what would you move with it? Now, a few things I've got to do here. Now, first of all, I've got something going on here where I've actually got my decking, which kind of comes in a little different angles. So we'll get to that in a minute. There's ways to change that around. But I want to kind of start with the big event here. Okay, the big event here is up here under annotate, and it's called insulation. Watch this. I'm going to click on insulation. I'm going to go ahead and go in this wall cavity, and look at that. All right, pretty elegant, huh? And so you're able to go ahead and take that and just go ahead and fill that cavity like that. See how that worked? And then once you're done drawing it, you can go click it and drag it down to wherever point you want to go to. So that's what your installation looks like. That's pretty standard. Okay. So that, okay, any questions about how we just got that?
Did the insulation just know what the fit, like how thick to be?
Yeah, it knows. Basically, it knows that it came off a section and knows it's got to fill it. So the intelligence is already in there. You just have to pick a couple points. That make sense? Okay, now, if we look at this a little bit further, now we got to think in terms of a builder, okay? So those of you guys who are builders, okay, we're missing something down here, okay? What would actually have to go down here? You have to have a couple of plates down here, okay? So down here I have those labeled as a bottom plate, okay? And in this particular one, we've just got a single bottom plate right here. So we'll go ahead and do that, and different applications require different things. We're just going to go with a single one here. And so the bottom plate, how do we do that? Could we just draw it? Yeah, we could do that. We could go here, and I could go back to do a detail line, and I could do a rectangle, and I could draw this in here, and I could kind of do this, and now I got this. But you know what? There's an easier way to do it. So I'm going to show you the easier way to do it. So now down here, what I want to do is I want to put in a 2x4 cross section. So to do that, we are going to go here under annotate. We are going to, let's see here, we're going to put it in. Where is this? Let's see. Let's go under architecture, and then under component, we're going to place a component. Now we want to go to load a family. Now this is where it gets interesting. All of your detail stuff is going to be found in a certain folder. All of your detailed information is going to be found in a certain folder. What do you think the name of that folder would be? Hey, let's double click and see it's complete. Now, this right here, for those of you that have taken elements of building construction, this should look familiar. Because what you got right here is the universal classification system, okay? Does that make sense to you? You've seen this before?
No.
Okay, okay. If you haven't seen this, you will. I believe what are they called? CSI classification. Anyway, these are standardized throughout the building industry. Now, we want to put in some studs. What are studs made of? Wood. Okay, so if we look down here, you got general, concrete, masonry, metals, wood and plastic. You think it might be there? Let's see. Let's see if it's under there. So let's take a look at wood and plastic and see if it really is there. We click on wood, and what do we got here? We've got a few things. Any of these look like they might be for studs?
Wood frame.
Let's look at wood framing. Ah, okay. Let's take a look. We've got nominal cut lumber side, nominal cut lumber top, nominal cut lumber section. Look good?
Yeah.
Looks pretty good, so I hit OK. Now check this out. I've got all these different types. What size do I need here? Yeah, I think 2x4 would be well, right? So I click on 2x4. Okay, it's already exists in the project. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. I'm going to pull it out of here because it already exists in the drawing. I just want to show you how to get it. So under there, if we go back up under detail items, you're going to see it here. You're going to see the same item right here, nominal cut lumber. See it right down here? 2x4. And I go ahead and click on it, and I drag it over. See what it looks like. See it? So I'm going to go ahead and drop it right down here. And then notice what it does. See what it does to the insulation? It actually goes in front of it. So now what I can do is I can rotate it by clicking here and clicking there. And there it is, and then I can take it and just kind of move it into position. And it kind of snaps itself right there. Kind of cool, huh? So that is how we would go ahead and put in the bottom plate. So we got that in place right now. Now, as long as we're here, what I have to do here is I got to put in a couple of top plates, which have to go right up over here. So I just do the same thing. Take this and drag it up to here. And let that go. I could have copied it, but I just want to show you how this works. So we click there, and then I can go and click on this, and this is where your CAD skills are kind of coming real handy. You rotate it, you click here, and you go straight down, and you got that in place. And now we're going to take this and line this up with this other one right there. So we got that. And then if we wanted to copy it, we could copy it or put another one in. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab this, and I'm going to drop it right there. And I'm going to take it, I'm going to rotate it, so I click on the rotate command, it gives me this anchor point, and I rotate it, and I take it, and I move it right there, it snaps right in place. So now you see you've got two studs at the top, and you got the insulation underneath. So now you are starting to build this view, and it's starting to look like something. Now you've also got an anchor bolt. We could go back out to inserting a component and so forth, but I already got this content in for you. You want the anchor bolt hook side, I think 3/4 of an inch is the right side. So I'm going to grab this and drag this over and watch what this does. I can go ahead and take this and drop this right here, and it allows me, it lines it up. Go ahead and take it. If it doesn't line up, you can drop it, and then you can kind of like move it later. And so I can kind of zoom in there, and I can go ahead and do that. And that's placed pretty much perfectly. And then when I've got that, I can go ahead and put more view into it like that. So now it's looking like, oh hey man, that's making a lot of sense now. Okay, now at that point, you can go ahead and click on it and look at this. Grips. And what can I do with the grips? Make that longer. So I can actually do quite a bit of editing just like this. And so this is where this gets kind of cool, okay? So you've got this view, it's all looking pretty good. You've got even a washer that's associated with it. And all this now gives you this nice view. Okay, if I want to kind of go back to my previous view, I can just go back to shaded, and it kind of, reduces the level of detail. Okay, so I've got my studs, I've got my anchor bolt. What else do I need here? A couple things I need to do up here at the top. Now, one of the things about this particular view that is a little bit not kosher is typically what you'd have is this particular decking